Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Minnesota Rovers Intro Show. Usually we're in a big room all together, typically at REI, and we get to visit and socialize and talk and see each other in person. But this year things have changed, hopefully, well, I'm sure temporarily. So we're being creative. We're using our Zoom format, and Rovers have gotten very creative as far as different presentations and programs. And tonight we have a fantastic slide presentation with a number of Rover volunteers that have been doing activities, you know, for their lifetime, and it's just a lot of fun. This is one of our best shows. So I'm glad that you're all here. And in order to do the actual shows, what we end up doing instead of typically what we would do is have people at different stations set up around the auditorium or the big room, and you could go and talk to somebody about hiking or somebody about kayaking and just roam around the room. Well, we're on Zoom, so we've come up with a different way to do that. And you will be able to go from activity to activity, but it's going to be a little bit more technical. And what we're going to ask everybody to do is to name themselves. So when you name yourself, I'll be able to move you into the first room of your choice. And I have a list of all the different activities here on the screen. And what we would need you to do so that you end up in the right place, because it goes alphabetically, is have the activity that you want to go to first as your first name, and then your name right afterward. And if you're one of the hosts, put host afterward so that we know that you're leading that activity. So then you'll be able to go into that breakout room. You'll be able to stay in that breakout room as long as you like. And then when you want to leave and go to another room, you just leave that room and you'll end up coming back to the main room. And I am going to be in the main room, and Jessica is going to be in the main room helping. And we will help you rename and go to the next activity that you'd like. And I'll move you into that room. So a little bit cumbersome because only one person can be the person that moves people into breakout rooms. So I'm guessing it's going to work out just fine, and we'll be staggered, and it will go just as smoothly as possible. But you'll get a chance to talk to whoever you want to talk to tonight. And then after we're all done with the breakout rooms, we'll have a question and answer, socializing, getting to know each other time. So you can stop after the breakout room and to come to the main group, and we'll all be able to talk to each other and get to know each other. So for you folks that are new to renaming yourselves, there's a demonstration here. It's a little slideshow that shows you how to do that with the different options. So the options are in the left column. And it starts out here on top. So it starts out with your name. And if you go to the bottom of your screen, you're going to see something that looks like this. It says participants on it. And so you hover over participants and click on participants. It will bring you to this screen here that has all the participants. So you hover over your name and you go over here to participants, and underneath more will come up renaming. We might have to get the names out of the way to see it. So here you'll be able to rename, and what you need to do, it'll come up with a screen like this, and you'll enter the activity that you want to go to first, and then put your first name afterward. Down here it says, remember my name for future meetings. You can click that off if you don't always want to be called Cycle Donna or whatever you are tonight. And then make sure you click OK. And then when you click OK, you'll come back to your main screen. And I don't have my camera on. That's why it just shows a black background. But it would show your camera with your name, just like it shows under my name up here, Cycling Donna Corbo. So.
Donna, may I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
The other thing you can do is just right click on your picture and it says rename there. And then it'll come up with that last little square where you can just rename.
Where were you yesterday?
I'm so sorry, I wasn't there.
Okay, will you repeat that?
No, this is good though, because that doesn't work for those of us on some devices.
Right. There you go. You've got two different, whoever's on. So this is good for that.
So say it again, repeat it again so everybody else can hear, please. Lori.
Sorry. All you do is go over your picture, right click, and then the third one down says rename.
Perfect. Thank you. Just to let you guys know too, this is being recorded, and it's being recorded just in the main room. So the breakout rooms won't be recorded. And this year has certainly been challenging for Rovers. Rovers is an organization that's been an outdoor activity organization, very community related, so very much a part of doing outdoor activities together in groups. So this year has not been possible to do that since COVID has hit, but we've been very creative. So we have socially distancing movie nights where we share movies on Zoom or social activities together on Zoom. No carpooling, paddling trips. We have really great presentations on Tuesday nights, every Tuesday night from all over the world. We're not going to do election night, but every other Tuesday night, pretty much except holidays, we're on Zoom. And we had virtual hiking and biking challenges that we listed through our Yahoo group, which I'll tell you about in a little bit. Armchair travel adventures, which was a really fun presentation. Zoom yoga. So it certainly was a challenging year, but we've still been able to do a lot of activities together and have a lot of fun together. Tuesday meetings are full of fun people. We do trip reports. We talk about different activities that we've done, and we have demos. So Tuesdays, 7:30 p.m., September through May, I'm sure we're going to be on Zoom. And all you need to do is go to our website to get the link and go to weekly meetings, send us a message, and the link will come to you automatically. Fingers crossed, sometime we'll be able to be outside together in a large group someday, and we used to do that at Como Park. So we'll probably resume that, as soon as it's feasible. Recently, we have had some really cool Zoom presentations, and the ones that are in the past were over here on the left-hand column. Everything from hiking in New Zealand to doing yoga in your living room to watching Rob figure out how to fix a leaky tent in his backyard. So it's been really an amazing year of presentations. People from Bolivia, all over the country, and different parts of the world have been able to present because we've been able to do it on Zoom, which is really cool. We have some fantastic presentations coming up, and they're listed on the right. And then if you have any questions or you want to check out what's coming up, just go to our website, minnesotarovers.org or mnrovers.org, and it will tell you all of the different presentations that are coming up under our Tuesday meeting presentations tab. So activities. Rovers is all about roving, going out, doing things together, typically groups, small groups, big groups, all over the world. right now we're in the process of being safe. We have COVID guidelines that we're following that follow the state of Minnesota's Department of Health, and those are also listed on our website. So we are doing a lot of activities together still, but they're day activities. We're going on walks, hiking, going paddling, doing bike trips together. So those trips will also be listed on our website. We do have a conservation trip coming up. We have a number of different conservation events that happen during the year. Native wildflower seed collections have happened, and upcoming information will be available on our website. And then Saturday, October 10th, there is buckthorn removal planned for Murphy-Hannaran Park Reserve. And that's a activity that a lot of rovers really have enjoyed helping with. Okay. Extravaganza. Extravaganza, if you're new to Rovers, is our twice-a-year event where we have a taste of Rovers, different activities, hiking, biking, paddling, camping, rock climbing, all types of activities, campfires at night, lots of food. So it's a lot of fun. It's available to non-members, and we have free gear available. So if you don't have a tent or a sleeping bag or a kayak or a number of different types of gear, all of that is available for free through Rovers for this trip and other activities if you're a Rover member. We are not doing a fall extravaganza this year because we just typically have 60 to 70 people gather for those extravaganzas, and it really isn't safe to do it this year, but we are hoping that it will be possible next year. And if it is, Interstate State Park, which is by Taylor's Falls, is where it is intended to be. That's what we're hoping for. So keep your eyes on the website to see if that's going to be able to happen. Let me check if this is a Rover thing that's happening here. And then we'll go through and talk about the trail maintenance, border route trail, and that is actually one of our slide presentations and one of our breakout rooms. So trail maintenance is helping to keep trails walkable and hikeable and enjoyable. So it's an amazing project that has started since the beginning of Rovers. Rovers has been around for a little over 65 years. And we have approximately, give or take about 500 members. So it's a large organization. Everyone that participates in these activities are completely volunteer run coordinators, and all of the people that are involved in this have experience doing a lot of different activities and help people figure out how to do new things if they want to try them. So you might want to know how do you become a Rover? If you're interested in becoming a Rover, there's quite a few benefits available on our website. And the benefits are, we have great trip coordinators again that have a lot of diverse skills. They know how to do everything from rock climbing to hiking, paddling in the boundary waters, going on bike trips all over the world. Actually, Rovers have traveled all over the world except for this year. So all the trips are cost shared. So the coordinators do not make any money on them. They're affordable. And the trips are available to members only, in addition to, except for extravaganza. Plus we have an e-group, so you can communicate with other Rovers through a members only Yahoo group. In addition to having those benefits, members can use Rover equipment for free. We have a huge stock of all types of indoor or all kinds of outing equipment for winter and summer and spring and fall activities. So we have 6 boats that are, kayaks and canoes, backpacking gear, snowshoes, climbing gear, lots and lots of different camping accessories. So it's really quite nice to be able to try a different activity and not have to go out and spend hundreds of dollars on equipment just to see if it's something that you're interested in doing. And so these things are available if you're a member and if it's on an official Rover trip. We also have discounts. Those are listed on our website. Different local businesses offer discounts for Rovers. And it's very affordable. It's only $25 a year to have all of those benefits, which is amazing. And that's if you live in the 7-county metro area. Everywhere else, it's only $10 a year, and everywhere in it's available for $10 for full-time students. Membership is available at mnrovers.org for information. You can ask questions, you can sign up for free there, or you can sign up online there. And we also have automatic renewal. So if you are new to our group and you're just coming here to find out a little bit more about Rovers, we would love to get to know you and meet you. So afterward, we're going to have breakout rooms after the presentation. And then after the breakout rooms, we'll be socializing for a while, and we'll have questions and answers available. And you can introduce yourself to us at that time, and that would be fantastic. And if you have any questions, you can come there, or of course, go to our website. And this is an all-volunteer organization. So this is our Rovers board, and we have a number of people that carry out all the activities and organizing and budgeting for Rovers for the year. And our meetings are the first Monday of the month by Zoom. And I just want to shout out a special thanks to our coordinators. Jen O and Darcy A put together the intro show. Jen put together all of the slides that you'll be seeing. We have a number of volunteers that are going to be presenting while the slideshow is running. We have thanks to all the trip coordinators that have handled activities for Rovers, and all of the folks on conservation and trail clearing participants, plus extravaganza volunteers, all the Tuesday meeting presenters, and thanks to all the board members. Thanks for everybody making this a really fantastic club. So this is just a reminder of signing up for a breakout room. While you are all watching the slide presentation, I'm going to be assigning people into breakout rooms of their first choice. So the first activity that you want to see, go ahead and change your name. You want to rename yourself, and you want to rename yourself with one of these words, and that will alphabetize you into the right place so that I can get you into the correct breakout room. So those that are just joining, rename yourself with the activity and then your name right after it. And when the breakout rooms start, you'll go into the breakout room. It'll ask you if you want to join. Click that you want to join. You can leave the breakout room at any time you want, and you'll come back to me. And then you can tell me if you want to go into a different breakout room, and I'll move you into a different breakout room. Now, if you come back and you're comfortable renaming yourself, just come back into the main room with me and then change your name, and I'll just automatically put you in the other breakout room. I'm going to have the breakout rooms running for about an hour. That doesn't mean you have to stay in them for an hour. I just don't want them to end before everybody's ready to end. But when everyone is ready to end, come out of the breakout rooms into the main room, and then we'll have our social time. If you have questions at any time, you can come out of the breakout room, ask a question, and then you can go back into the breakout room. And I'll be there, so you'll see
So we do lots of different things hiking. Everything from just like an afternoon in a state park or even around town. There's plenty of activities like just hiking around, say, Lake Harriet, for example. We also go to state parks. There's hiking contained within a lot of our weekend camping activities. And then we also take other longer trips. And some of the ones that I've been on have been, for example, the Superior Hiking Trail. So if you're not familiar with the Superior Hiking Trail, there's actually a 300-mile trail that goes from the Wisconsin border just south of Duluth all the way north just about to Canada, about a half mile from Canada. And so that's another wonderful resource that we have. And so we'll take trips on there occasionally. I usually do at least 1 or 2 a year. You'll also see other trips, backpacking trips, long ones, say, and far away. Perhaps, could range anywhere from the Rockies to the Cascades, the Sierras. I know I coordinated one once in slot canyons in Utah and Arizona. So there's lots and lots of great opportunities to go backpacking. So overnight, where you carry everything on your back that you need for however long you're out, however many days, to walks like this, where it's right in the city. That actually looks like a park by my house. So it's really a wide range of activities, a wide range of hiking opportunities, and varied. And sometimes it's a huge group, like the one you saw in the last slide. On some of these other trips, like this one, probably was only a half a dozen people. So it's pretty varied. So, oh, I took that picture. That's on Walter's Wiggles coming down from Angel's Landing in Zion National Park. So, and that's the canyon trip that I just mentioned. There were 6 of us on that trip, and we were just about to head through the Narrows, so we got wet after this, like probably up to our waist, walking against the water, wet. Looks like, oh, that's the Superior Hiking Trail. I can tell from the blue sign behind. That also looks like the Superior Hiking Trail. I know a lot of the trail, but I can't pick out exactly what location that is. Yep, another backpacking trip. They got some big loads there.
That is the last of the hiking.
Alrighty. Well, thanks.
Hey everyone, I'm Sue and I'm currently on the board as the Events Assistant Director. One of my first trips with Rovers was an extravaganza about 9 years ago, and it was a great way to learn about the club and meet some new friends. I'm still hanging out with some of the people I met at that extravaganza. This semi-annual Welcome and Check Us Out trip is for everybody who likes the outdoors and wants to find out what the Minnesota Rovers is all about. You can join us for the weekend without having to be a member. We'll even provide all the gear if you don't have it. We'll bring all the tents, sleeping pads, sleeping bags that we keep in that equipment locker that Donna mentioned. Extravaganzas take place twice a year in the spring and the fall. We stay at a group campsite at a state park, typically within a 2-hour driving distance. They're family friendly and they're open to all experience levels. The gathering ranges in size from 50 to 75 people. A typical schedule will arrive on a Friday afternoon or evening. You get your tent set up. We usually have a potluck dinner, or you can bring your own. There's a beautiful group of people. There'll be a group bonfire where you can get to know some folks. On Saturday, breakfast and lunch are on your own, except for coffee. We always have coffee ready for the early risers. Activities are scheduled for the morning, afternoon, or perhaps a full day. You can do as much or as little as you'd like. Volunteer members host a variety of activities, such as hiking and cycling, paddling, rock climbing. We do some stargazing or mushroom hunting, sometimes birding. After a fun day of playing outdoors, we cook a fabulous dinner. Past entrees have been chili, pasta, tacos, burgers. You definitely won't go hungry. After cleaning up after dinner, there's a bonfire and some type of entertainment like Fireside Follies. Sunday morning is a hosted breakfast, pancakes, breakfast burritos, something like that, followed by cleanup and then more activities. Lunch is on your own, but honestly, after that big breakfast, it just usually holds me over to dinner. You're welcome to join us for all 3 days or just a few hours. The cost of the entire weekend, which is 2 nights of camping, Saturday dinner, and Sunday breakfast, is $25 per person, and it's a bit less for children. You can pick and choose the nights and meals you'd like, which would lower the cost as well. And if you just want to come for the day and join us for the activities, there's no cost for that. The entire event is run by member volunteers, and the $25 covers only the actual costs. We're crossing our fingers that we can have that spring extravaganza, and you should join us. You're sure to meet a bunch of new friends that also love to play outdoors.
Thank you, Sue.
I'm Fran, and I'm going to talk a little bit about a lot of different ways that rovers go paddling. We canoe. This is one of those big Voyager canoes. We kayak. There's some people who do stand-up paddleboarding. We do whitewater rafting. We do all kinds of paddling in all kinds of places. This is a shot, I think, from Lake Superior. So we do some paddling on big water. We have had trips to Voyagers National Park, but we also paddle on lakes in the Twin Cities. We paddle on the St. Croix when it's low and lazy during the summer. We paddle on the Mississippi and on the Rum River. There's all kinds of places that we can go. Lots of people like to kayak, and we have kayaks that are available to check out from the equipment locker, but lots of people like to canoe as well. Typical years, so here we are paddling in the Twin City lakes, but we also, in a typical year, have a lot of trips to the Boundary Waters, and most often people go to the Boundary Waters in canoes. Minnesota is just such a wonderful place to be able to paddle in all kinds of ways, and all kinds of places. So rivers, lakes, Boundary Waters, national parks, Lake Superior, all of those opportunities are there for us. We also do a little bit of sailing. I'm not really sure how the sailing picture got thrown in here, but the lakes are just such a great resource for us. And we have some people in the club who are into sailing and will actually charter a sailboat for a few days up on Lake Superior, which is always a great time to go sail and stay on a boat for a few days on Superior. This looks like the Boundary Waters, which is a great place to go in canoes. And a lot of times, one of my very first Rovers trip was a trip in canoes in the Boundary Waters in 2007 when I first joined. So there's all kinds of opportunities, and there's opportunities for newbies. Sometimes in the summer when we have demonstration programs in Como Park, we'll practice portage in canoes. And so there's opportunities, if you haven't paddled before, if this is something new to you, to learn about it and to learn from people who know more about it, and to access some gear and check it out and see if you like it. Sometimes we like to fool around and have fun when we're out paddling. We've also had rover trips a number of different years where we've gone whitewater rafting up in northern Minnesota, and that's always pretty exciting and fun. Once I was doing some whitewater paddling and ran into a bunch of rovers whitewater rafting on the same river, on the St. Louis River. So there's all kinds of different ways that people can enjoy paddling, and of course, if you're on an official posted rover trip and you're a member, you can check out the kayaks or canoes that are available in our equipment locker. and see what kind of paddling you want to do, and see what it's like, and have an opportunity to do it with people who have a little more experience. And as I mentioned, some people like to do the stand-up paddle boarding as well. So a lot of opportunities on the water in Minnesota, and the Rovers like to take advantage of all of them.
Okay, so yeah, Rob and Lori Chase, and we are rock climbers, and we have Rovers over the years have done everything from the crazy Yosemite climbs and some of the best rock climbing in the world to some of the dinkiest, puniest little indoor rock climbing things. All of the things are available that we've done. And so typically to go outdoors, we have a place, and you're seeing a picture right now of Taylor's Falls, Minnesota, which is about an hour from the Twin Cities. So we bring up all the gear, and the people who lead rock climbing trips are very experienced. We don't just let anybody go, well, yeah, I think it's pretty safe. That picture, by the way, right there is in the Black Hills. That's not a safe climb right there. You probably wouldn't be doing that early. Sorry, I did not prepare this very well. Anyway, whatever your level of climbing, we can accommodate. This is an indoor rock climbing picture, and we have 2 gyms currently in the Twin Cities, 3 gyms in the Twin Cities that we can go to. And the COVID rules, as far as Rovers go, doesn't really apply there, because we have to go by the rules of the climbing gym. But Lori and I have gone to a few indoor sessions and a couple outdoor sessions this year. Normally we'd be climbing just about every week, but this year we're getting flabby. This is a picture that's very typical of beginning Rovers beginners climbing trip. Everybody looking up to see what someone's doing and yelling advice and whatnot. We wear safety helmets as a matter of requirement, and you just get out there and see what you can do. And I believe this is about our last slide, but I know I got this gal into rock climbing, and she's still doing it. And Rovers got me into rock climbing, taught me everything I know. And oh yeah, more slides. Next one's one of my favorites. Click. There we go. This is a newcomer. We're in the Black Hills here. She is way, way up there. She's hanging, and she's also bringing someone else up behind her. Notice the smile and lack of fear. This is the first time she ever went up here. So it was a very exciting trip. And when I got introduced to Rovers, this was the exact climb that they brought me on. And I thought, man, I got to get up there again. So it kind of stuck. Not sure what else more to say, but I hope a few people join us in the, oh, we do have some ice climbing. We don't have ice climbing gear currently. But we can probably hook you up with someone who does. Not sure what else I want to say.
That's the last slide, Rob.
Woo!
Perfect.
Thank you.
All right. Hi, my name is Stacy, and I'm the conservation coordinator, also talking about volunteer activities. So along with all the fun outdoor activities that you're hearing about tonight, the Minnesota Rovers also coordinates various conservation activities and other more general volunteer opportunities throughout the year. So, and the reason for that is that we want to take care of the outdoors we play in, and we also want to give back to our community and to our world. And the photos you're seeing now show some of the various events that we've done in the recent past. Over the years, we've partnered with quite a lot of different organizations, some of which you may have heard of, including Great River Greening, the Friends of the Mississippi River, the Cannon River Watershed District, Three Rivers Park District, Whitewater State Park, and the St. Paul Park System. And I know some of you are thinking, we haven't done some of those for a really long time, Stacy. Let's do them. So we'll have to get back to some of these groups. We've done a lot of activities with those groups, including cleanups of the Mississippi River, the Root River, and the Cannon River, where we've been in our boats, like Fran was talking about, on the water. So it's always really fun. We've done park cleanups and highway cleanups, berry seed collections, like you're saying here, which are really super peaceful and enjoyable. If you've never done one, they're wonderful. Tree plantings, and events to clear out or identify various invasive species such as garlic mustard, wild parsnip, Oriental bittersweet, and one you've probably heard of, buckthorn. We're also really pleased to be able to assist with several woodlots that some of our members have adopted in some of the Twin Cities regional parks. And each year we organize several trips to pull buckthorn, plant native species, or do other things that are meant to restore the woodlots to more of its native condition. We try to include a social element with our conservation activities. So we often stay for lunch or have a hike of the area afterwards, so we can see what we're improving. And sometimes we've made the event part of an overnight stay, which is what we did at Whitewater when we were pulling the invasive down there, which I'm forgetting. Thank you. And there's sometimes an educational component too, such as when we learn about the various prairie flowers that we're collecting, or we learn maybe about an invasive that we hadn't known about before. So we've done a lot of different conservation activities, and as Donna mentioned earlier, we've got a buckthorn pull coming up on Saturday, October 10th, a week from this Saturday. So if you're interested, go to our website, and the details will be on the trips page. That will be down at Murphy-Hanrahan Park, so in the southern part of the Twin Cities area. And then there's something else that's not a conservation effort, but I really want to talk about it. In addition to the conservation stuff, we also do other volunteer activities, such as meal preparations for the homeless. And we volunteered for a group called Free Bikes for Kids. And I know some of you on here have helped with it. Free Bikes for Kids, if you've never heard of it, is an awesome, awesome group. They clean up and refurbish donated bikes and then give them away to kids in need. So volunteers like us help repair and clean the bikes so that they can be given to a kid who might not get one otherwise. And I just found out that there's an opportunity, if you've got a bike sitting around, you can donate them this Saturday, October 3rd, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at 42 different Alina Health locations in the Twin Cities area, and also in St. Francis, Buffalo, and some other areas that are a little farther away. You can find more details at FB4KMN.org, and then click on the donate link. That's FB4KMN.org. And you can also sign up to donate there or to volunteer there. One of our members has done some volunteer trips in the last couple of years, and I don't know yet if that's going to happen, but we're looking into that. So thank you to everybody who's helped with that. And one of the other volunteer things that we have done is the Border Road Trail.
Rovers got started in trail construction back in about 1970 when we reopened an abandoned trail from Whale Lake by Eagle Mountain and 9 miles over to Brule Lake. And we finished that in one season. And then we asked the Forest Service, well, is there anything else we can do? And they said, well, we have a trail that's planned to go from Gunflint Lake over to South Fowl Lake. And anyway, so it was further than that, to the end of the Arrowhead Trail. At any rate, and so we got out maps, drew lines on the map, compared our lines to their lines, and they said, go ahead. And times are far simpler then. And about 10 years later, we finished it. It was 65 miles initially. Initially it connected up with the Grand Portage Trail, but then the Reservation Business Committee decided they didn't want outsiders on their land, so we abandoned that piece. And then the Superior Hiking Trail rerouted their piece that had been on the reservation up to meet with the BRT. So we're still doing it. We established the Border Route Trail Association, and we're not doing much as far as trips this year because of the pandemic, but we hope that we can get up there again next year, and we'll have a year and a half worth of maintenance to do. So anyway, our trips are posted on the Rover site and also on the Border Route Trail site. So that's about it. So thanks to all the people over the years that have helped out on the BRT. Must be hundreds of people or more than that. So, and this is the that was the primary view from the Rose Lake Cliffs. It's Bridal Falls.
And that's the last slide.
Okay.
Thank you, Ed.
Yeah. Thank you all.
Yes. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. All right. So I'll talk about the cycling part of Rovers, and I want to kind of also point out what's different about our cycling group. You're not going to see a lot of high-end road bikes and sporty gear. We're much more we're quite relaxed, and something that people have told me a fair amount is that they like I get a lot of return visitors on the rides we lead because we simply laugh, we talk a lot, we take breaks, we take pictures. I consider it an ethical violation to pass anything that says ice cream. So our rides are different than a lot of other cycling groups in town. I like any cycling group, but I want just notice how it's a lot of more common bikes and a lot of smiles, a lot of different abilities. We're a little slower than other groups, but that's the way we like it. Let's enjoy the ride. Let's enjoy each other. So you see some group rides here. I'm waiting for a couple more slides to come up. Go ahead and move forward, Jen. So this is an interesting one. The guy in the can you back up once, Jen, please? I want to point out David. Okay. Oh, there. So the man in the middle of this picture on the recumbent wearing the red shirt, yes, that's David Byrne, and that's not from the rock band. David is quite impressive in many ways. First off, he's just a great guy to cycle with, but also he has cycled around the world twice. So I kind of joke and like to say he's done 2 laps, but more than just being an impressive cyclist. He's just a great guy to cycle with. So that's David Byrne. And this group, you can see they have quite a few I'll just keep rolling with the pictures. Obviously, this is a rougher trail up. I'm not sure where. I wasn't on this ride, but we go to a variety of places, see a lot of things. And again, this was the ride I led. We went up to Indian Mounds Park and enjoyed the sunset and the view of St. Paul. It was just lovely. That was just a couple of weeks ago, actually. Some nice trail riding. The people that lead rides in Rovers know the routes, and so we have a lot of bike trails in the Twin Cities, as you probably know, but we love checking them out. They're so relaxing, so a great way to see the outdoors. This one, you can see that people are geared up. These are fully loaded bikes. I'm guessing this is probably going down the Mississippi River Trail from the Twin Cities to New Orleans. David led that ride a couple of years ago. So we go short rides during the week, and we go long rides later on. Like all the other activities, we have both, short, comfortable, and longer. Someone's having some fun here with something orange. I'm not quite sure what it is, but it kind of shows how we prefer fun over the intensity and going fast. So this is also, you can see people load up fat bikes. I personally really love touring, but I absolutely love my fat bike. It's a whole different kind of touring. If you're at all interested in fat bikes, contact me through Rovers, and I know some places that sell them for a lot less than others. Again, just enjoying that fat bike. It's a whole different ride. The tires are like 5 pounds per square, or 5 psi. They're tiny. A bit of off-road riding. The Twin Cities also has some lovely single track trails, as you see here, with obstacles like this and without them. So this is more what I do. I just want to get out in the woods, see nature, enjoy the people with me. This might be Theodore Worth. I'm not certain, but Theodore Worth does look like this, and it's so nearby. Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks, Stephen.
All right, we're on to winter sports, and I'm Margot, and I've been a Rover since 2006. And winter, I can tell you that Rovers don't hide out much in the wintertime. So we've got a pretty avid group that's willing to get out there, and you know the saying that there's it's just a matter of having the right gear, right? You can be out in any weather. I'm one of few, if only one, that was born in Canada. If we didn't get out in the wintertime, we didn't get out. So I've been, since I was a little kid, just love being outdoors in the winter, and there's so much to do. So we've got skinny skiing, we've got downhill skiing, we've got snowshoeing, hiking, fat tire biking in the winter. We've got some members who are really expert or well-versed in winter camping. They know how to do that and how to help you figure out how to do it. We have, on occasion, done some sled dogs, seeking out ice caves or ice climbing, as Rob had mentioned. And you can tow your own gear into some of these campsites. We've got some equipment where you actually can pull some sleds. And so there is equipment available. We do day trips, we do weekend trips, week-long trips, quite a variety. Some of the standard ones that I think are what I would call typical for winter trips, trips up to Bayfield, where you can either cross the lake over to Madeline Island if everything's frozen the way it should be. If the ice caves are frozen in the right way, we've had trips that have gone up for ice caves on the south shore of Lake Superior. People go up to Lutsen or the North Shore, gone to Michigan for some of their excellent cross-country ski trails. The National Forest Lodge up at Isabella, I believe that's where this is. And that's an annual trip where we stay in cabins, and there's a fabulous dining hall with a great fireplace. There's a sauna and a hot tub up there. And I can tell you with that one that as soon as it's posted, it's usually sold out pretty quick because it's such a fabulous time. Let's see, some people will lead Boundary Waters, winter camping trips. So those are some of the ones that I would call more typical. We do have some people, again, Rover trips it's all member based. So if someone's willing to post a trip to go to Colorado for downhill skiing for a week, I think we had one of those a year ago. Sometimes those are the kinds of trips that we do. Depends what someone is willing to organize. So the gear lockers, we've got snowshoes. I think we may have skis. We've got the sleds where you can pull gear into some of the cabins across, like I think if this is up at National Forest Lodge, there's one cabin that's actually across the lake where you pull your gear across. So lots of good adventure, and there's often a cozy fire, and sometimes we even have places that have that sauna or hot tub. And I can just say that I believe that Rovers embrace winter, and with COVID, boy, I think we all need to really be a little more willing to get outdoors. Some of my neighbors here, they're buying snowshoes already, and I feel like it might be the kind of winter. This summer, it was hard to find kayaks. People were buying up kayaks and bikes, and you couldn't find them anywhere. So if you're thinking about snowshoes, you might want to go out shopping early. So just encourage, and we've got some really good knowledge base in all of these areas that we've talked about tonight. You can try things out with people that can really give you good advice about gear, about clothing, about we call them tricks and tips, that some of our programs are all about how to do it differently, better. Just learning that next level of diving into all this good outdoor activity. So.
Okay, that would be it.